Hey guys, it's Julia. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be something that I stole from Samantha Ravindal, the queen of originality. I believe I saw Elena Davidson do this as well, but if you couldn't tell from the title already, today's video is going to be Holy Grail products I've replaced. So I was just like looking at my collection and I saw that there were so many products that I legitimately, when I was using them, I thought they were the best thing ever. I was like, this is the shit. It's never going to be replaced in my collection. There's nothing that could be possibly better than this. And plot twist. There was. I feel like makeup just in general has gotten better over the past 2 years. Like the products have been just stepping up in quality and things are not the way they used to be. So after I saw Sam's video, I just kind of went through my collection. I found a bunch of things that used to be holy grails of mine, but now I've replaced with bigger and better things. I still love most of the products that were previously my holy grails and I still use them. I've just found better things and found new holy grails. So I thought it would be a fun idea to just kind of sit down and go through those products and yeah. First of all, I wanted to ask you guys, do you like the lighting of this video?
No.
Because today is my first time filming with like a softbox lighting system. So normally I just do like natural lighting. I film right in front of the big window. So just like natural lighting comes in, but I've been encountering a lot of problems with like shadowing and stuff. So I figured today I would do like artificial lighting and see if I like it better.
Just kidding.
As for this look, this makeup look should be on my Instagram with the full details. The necklaces are from Happiness Boutique. The shirt is, it looks like Yeezy or it looks like something James Charles would wear, but it's from Forever 21. And I think that's about it. So without further ado, let's get right into Holy Grail products I have replaced. Honestly, I did not think that Modern Renaissance would ever be surpassed as my favorite ABH palette, because this was like one of my first high-end palettes ever. It's very used. As you can see, I've hit pan on Golden Ochre, and I don't really hit pan on anything ever, actually. I've loved the colors in here. I love this palette still, and even 2 years later, the formulas still kick in. It's a really nice versatile palette, and for a while, this was like my holy grail. So whenever I'd get like a comment asking for my #1 recommendation from ABH, I would usually say Modern Renaissance, but then Soft Glam has kind of overtaken Modern Renaissance as my favorite ABH palette. Again, it's that same versatility of Modern Renaissance, but I feel like the colors are a little bit less soft, and I like the shimmers in here better as well. So you get the really nice light neutral colors in here, but you also get like some nice deep and dramatic colors as well, so you can really take it in any other direction. It's really versatile. The colors in here, you got warm tones and cool tones. So don't get me wrong, I still use both. I still love both. They do have some repeat shades in between them, but honestly, if you were gonna ask for my #1 recommendation for a palette from ABH, I'd probably say Soft Glam just because I use this one more often and it's just my true love.
Precious when you smile.
When I was thinking about holy grails I replaced in my collection, this was the first combination that came to mind just because I really was never expecting Modern Renaissance to ever be overtaken by something else, but Soft Glam really did that. But Soft Glam is just like that bitch. And then along the same vein of things, Shape Tape.
You better stop!
Obviously, this was kind of the hot concealer of like 2016, 2017. So when I was first getting into content creation and beauty YouTube, when I started my YouTube channel, Shape Tape was the first concealer I bought. And it was really good. For a while, I think this was probably the best concealer on the market, hands down. But over the past year or so, especially after the whole like Shape Tape foundation thing, I just kind of moved away from it and I was like, I'll try out some new things. And I found a lot of really good concealers that I very much enjoyed. So Shape Tape was my full coverage queen, but now my new favorite is the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. I'm sure you've heard me talk about this too much, but I say this all the time when I'm describing this concealer. It's pretty much everything that Tarte Shape Tape was with added benefits. I believe this one has hyaluronic acid in it, so it's really nice for like plumping up your skin and keeping it hydrated. And that was the one thing I hated about Shape Tape, was that it can like dry out your under eyes and just kind of emphasize dry patches if you have them. Both are very, very crazy full coverage, but I felt like Shape Tape sometimes could look a little bit heavy on the under eyes, whereas this, it blends so easily and it just looks more nice. I believe they're both around the same price as well. This is $28 and this is $27, and you're getting a lot more product in here. So this is half a fluid ounce, this is a third of a fluid ounce. You're getting more product in here, and in my opinion, better product. So this is my new favorite concealer. It's everything that Tarte Shape Tape never was. And okay, this one I didn't see coming at all, but for a really long time, Tatcha Water Cream was my favorite moisturizer, and it's kind of bad because Tatcha Water Cream is $68. So I was using Tarte water cream for a really long time. This is a deluxe sample size. I did go through a full size and then a smaller sample size, and it was just my favorite. It's a really nice, thin, oil-free moisturizer. It looks like a thick cream, but then it melts into like clear water on the skin. Super cool effect. It's really cooling and very, very moisturizing. So this is my favorite, and I love using it with the Tarte Silk Canvas as well. But the thing that kind of overtook it for me is actually a new release. It's from First Aid Beauty. It's called the Ultra Repair Berry Air Cream. So in the same vein, it looks like a nice kind of thick cream, but then you touch it and it's this air, like almost moussey texture. It's really bubbly and airy and light. Yo. What? This is so cool. But again, this kind of melts into this like whipped watery air texture on the skin. It feels super light, but I felt like this one really took the moisture and like just like locked it into my skin. So whatever skincare I'd put on, I felt like I was really retaining it with this on. And then one of the main claims is that it repairs your moisture barrier on your skin, which is really important because if you wear makeup every day like I do, and if you use like heavy exfoliators, or if you use like alpha hydroxy acids or any kind of like harsher, more abrasive ingredients, it's gonna break down your skin barrier, and that'll just kind of exacerbate any problems you have, so like acne. And this I felt like has really made a difference. So my new favorite, it's a lot more affordable and you get more product in here. Both are still really good and I still use both of them, but for a really long time, my favorite foundation was the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. This was one of the first like high-end foundations I bought, and she really was that bitch. I thought this was like the best thing since sliced bread. It went onto my skin, it looked so beautiful, very like full coverage, but still like light on the skin and natural looking, and it just melted in. This was when I had like normal to oily combination skin, so this looked especially nice on my nose and on my forehead, and it was one of the most like seamless, easy to blend foundations. And I've noticed I've gotten dry patches on my forehead and just things weren't looking the same that they were. So I was using this one and I was noticing that it just wasn't sitting the same way on the skin. It was sitting on top. It was kind of emphasizing every single dry patch on my face. And unfortunately, this just isn't jiving with my skin type anymore. So this, unfortunately, is no longer my holy grail foundation, but my new favorite is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. Oh my god.
Oh boy.
It is this perfect like medium to full coverage. You can build it up if you want to. I like going medium with this one and then using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer with it to just kind of fill in the coverage areas. This one, it just glides over any dry areas. It just kind of has this nice soft blurring effect, so it doesn't pick up on the dry spots, and it just looks so nice on the skin. This one also lasts really well throughout the day, whereas this, I felt like around the 8-hour wear mark, it would just kind of look oily and kind of greasy, and it wasn't nice. I am still planning on buying the Hourglass Liquid Veil Foundation because I've heard a lot of great things. Raw Beauty Christie normally has some very similar preferences to me, and she really liked that foundation, so I'm definitely buying that one. It's pricey. It's expensive. It's like $50-something. So I don't like to return things, but if I don't like that one, I may very well return that. But I'm definitely going to be trying it. In contrast to the Hourglass foundation, which I no longer really love, this product is actually something I still love, but I have replaced it. Ever since I got this palette in, I think, 2017, up until I got the James Charles palette, this was my favorite palette in my collection. And it's still one of my favorites. The Jaclyn Hill palette is just such an OG for me from Morphe. It has this beautiful color scheme. Everything I feel like makes sense. Everything works really well. The consistency of the formula is just amazing. I love this palette. It's super versatile, and it's probably one of my favorite palettes for traveling. So for a really long time, this was just my go-to. Whenever I didn't know what palette I wanted to use, I would just pull out Jaclyn Hill and I'd be like inspired immediately. It was just kind of my go-to, and that go-to status is like such a staple in my collection and something I was really never thinking that Jaclyn Hill would ever be usurped from. But then Desi and Katie came along and snatched my freaking wig.
I am dead, I'm living, I am crying, she's iconic, wig snatched.
The Joseph Colors Desi Katie Funcation palette is probably what I think, besides the James Charles palette from last year, it was probably one of the best palette releases of the entire year. Obviously, there are only 10 colors in here, whereas the Jaclyn Hill palette has 35. So it's a lot more of a culled down color scheme, but again, this has become like my go-to palette for just when I don't know what palette I want to use. It's really versatile. I love traveling with this one once again, and it just has so many different ways you could take it. You could do an olive green look with the Dirty Money shade here. You could do blues, you could do neutrals, you can just do anything, honestly. It is quite a bit more expensive than the Jaclyn Hill palette for a lot less product, but this formula is amazing. I really was not expecting Joseph Colors to be this good at doing eyeshadows, but I'm so excited to see what they do in the future. I hope they do more palettes like this. I still love both of these. The Jaclyn Hill palette is genuinely one of my favorite palettes of all time, but it's not really my everyday palette anymore. This is my like everyday, just never fails me palette. Reach for it when I don't know what I want to do palette. Based on my face today, it might be a little bit hard to believe that I'm not always like a crazy highlight person, but
Bitch, where?
But sometimes I do like to go for a bit of a more like light, less dramatic highlighter. And for a hot minute, my favorite highlighter for that purpose was the Essence Pure Nude highlighter. And this is still such a banger. It's $5, I think. My shade is Be My Highlight number 10. I believe they have a darker one and then 2 like colorful ones as well. But this was just my favorite. It's like a nice light pearly color, super, super natural on the skin. So as you can see, it's not like a very blinding dramatic glow, but still has this nice luminescence to it. And if you build it up, it can get to that nice like sheen on the face, but it's also very nice and soft and just really easy to work with and very low maintenance. Also, the price made it very attractive, so I still recommend this one very much. But my new favorite like natural day highlighter is from Kaja. It's called the Mochi Glow Highlighter. This is a new brand at Sephora. Actually pretty similar in the pan to the Essence one. Granted, the pan is a lot smaller, so you are getting quite a bit less product in here, but I feel like this one, I don't have to build it up as much to get to that nice, like soft, not glittery at all. It still looks very natural on the skin, but it has a little bit more glow. So this one, I felt like this looked like my skin if I was wearing a really dewy foundation and a nice highlighter, and it just like, after sweating for a couple hours, it just melted together into this beautiful glow. I'll put a picture of what I have in mind on screen because I feel like I can't explain things for a bit. But this is the shade Toy Alien. I believe they have a few other shades of this highlighter. It's like $19, so not as expensive as some other Sephora highlighters go, but this is like my new favorite like for every day. I've been using this one very often for school days. Yeah, she's beautiful. I feel like no one ever talks about lash glue just because it doesn't seem like that much of an exciting category, but I mean, I use it every day. It's a staple in my collection, and if I'm using a bad lash glue, game over. So for a really long time, House of Lashes Lash Adhesive was my favorite. I use the white shade. They also have a black one to kind of hide the band. This is like the stickiest eyelash glue I've ever tried, and I thought that was a good thing. It is actually a very strong, like very heavy duty eyelash glue, so if I put this one on, I knew my lashes were not going anywhere. However, it is also very, very hard to remove from your eyelashes, so it would stick into my actual hairs, it would stick onto the lash band, it would just be super goopy and kind of hard to get rid of. So I was on the hunt for a lash glue that was going to be the same strength but also a lot easier to manage, and then I found it. This is from Pure. I've tried a few things from them that I haven't liked, but this is such a hit for me. This is the Pro Eyelash Glue. They also have really nice false lashes as well from the collection, but this glue is everything that the House of Lashes glue could not be. It is extremely strong, so again, pretty heavy duty, especially compared to like the drugstore lash adhesives like Duo. I felt like this one is a lot stronger than that. Thankfully, this one doesn't leave like goops of glue in my eyelashes after I take it off, and it doesn't like stick too hard to the lash band, so it's really easy to clean up, and it's also the same price. I believe they're both $9, so this one can be a little bit harder to get your hands on, but I believe they have it at Ulta. It's my favorite. Oh, I never thought this day would come, but this is a recent one that's been kind of dethroned. In literally every Get Ready With Me, every eyeshadow video, every tutorial I've done for the past like year, I've used this on my eyes to prime my lids, and it's just Urban Decay Primer Potion in the shade Fix.
Country boy, I love you.
I will continue to use this one and continue to buy it, don't get me wrong. I love this one still. It goes to a really great cause. I think 100% of the proceeds go to charity, so this is an amazing product. But I recently reviewed this. It's a P. Louise base, and despite my crappy buying experience, I still love this one so much, and I think I will probably repurchase this one when it's gone. I feel like this one gets just a hair more pigmentation out of my shadows. It just helps things blend really easily. It keeps them really bright throughout the day as well. Really nice, very opaque. And you don't have to use as much as you do with the primer potion to get that nice opaque base. So I really like this base. It's also more affordable, and you're getting so much product in here. This is a ½ an ounce, so about half the size of foundation. It's really, really nice. This has replaced my primer potion, but I still love both of them, and they're still really good. So this one is a lot easier for US customers to get their hands on, but if you are based in the UK, lucky butt, get this. My go-to lashes for quite some time were from Cake Face Beauty. These are the Kim Tai Lionhearted lashes. I think they're discontinued now. I don't know. I haven't checked on them in a long time because I haven't been using them in a long time. These were my favorite lashes. They are super durable. I think I've worn these like over 30 times, which might not be hygienic, but that's okay. Okay. They are super dramatic, thick, fluffy, beautiful silk lashes. And they're an indie brand as well, ethically made, mink-free, and they're so beautiful. They really do take any eye look from like kind of there to like bam. Obviously these do not come to play. They're very thick, very dramatic lashes. But the lash band is also very thick, so you can't really wear these with like just any eye look. It has to be a very like deepened, dramatic eye look. If you have a super thick, super black lash band, it's just gonna look super weird with a more natural or paler look. So recently I discovered these Makeup Shack Dubai lashes, which have become my new favorite lashes. I'm not wearing them today for the first time ever, so you can actually see what they look like in the box. But again, they're nice and fluffy. They have that beautiful like wispy texture, and they're also 3D, so they have this nice like fluttery effect. They're really gorgeous. The lash band is the most comfortable band I've ever tried in my life. It's very thin, very flexible. It just kind of moves with my eyes while I blink, so it doesn't like feel uncomfortable and make my eyes water. It's really durable too. So I've worn these over 18 times. I try and wear my lashes upwards of 30 times because I'm crazy. And for a $9 pair of lashes, these are holding up amazingly. So again, these are $9, these are $16. I think these are gone now, but still, these are my new favorite lashes. And I mean, the packaging of this can't be beat, but the quality can. For a really long time, my favorite lip liner was from Natasha Denona. This is the lip liner L4. I believe this was like a Wayne Goss recommendation from a while ago, but it's this beautiful, like kind of brownish toned, mid-toned nude. It's a really versatile lip color. I felt like this one did a really nice job in just pairing with any eye look ever. So if I just couldn't think of what lip I wanted to do, I'd put this one on and I'd be like, okay, we're going nude today. However, it is, I think, like a $20 lip liner, which is too much. I don't like to spend more than like $5 or $6 for a lip liner. So the Colourpop lip liners have been my new favorite thing. I feel like these are very similar to the Kylie Cosmetics lip liners because they are, after all, the same parent company. But specifically, my favorite lip liner from them is the Colourpop I Love Sadahi 951 lip liner. 951 is also my favorite like ultra satin lip from them, so really good. But I feel like this is so creamy, it can glide on, and it also can fill in your lips, whereas this is super dry and just kind of tugs sometimes. So this is my new favorite. The color is perfect, on point, and so much less expensive too. So I've not really been a powder type of girl lately. Laura Mercier powder has always been like one of my favorites. This is the translucent loose setting powder. It's a cult favorite for a reason. It's really mattifying, very, very good for just keeping your makeup locked in place. So if I know I'm gonna be wearing my makeup for like 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hours, I'm gonna use this powder because it's gonna keep my face as mattified and as perfect as possible. However, it can be kind of drying, and I just haven't really been into that kind of super matte look lately, especially because my skin's been a lot drier. So around the end of last year, I tried out a powder that has changed my face forever. This is the Hourglass Translucent Veil Setting Powder. So even though I'm not a huge fan of the Vanish Stick foundation anymore, I'm a huge fan of the Veil powder. Again, it's that super finely milled powder that Laura Mercier is, but it's also got this tiny bit of luminescence to it, so it doesn't make me look like I'm dying. If I am setting down my foundation, I feel like I want to keep some of that like nice wetness to my face, so it just gives this like nice lifelike effect to the skin while also setting everything in place. Again, Hourglass does a really good job with a lot of their products, and I really was not expecting to fall so hard for this one, but this has become my new favorite powder. I don't normally talk about skincare so much in makeup related videos, but I wanted to mention this one. I've been using the TLC Framboos Glycolic Night Serum from Drunk Elephant for about like half a year now, and this was like such a staple in my skincare routine. It's a super, super strong AHA, BHA serum, so it's acid, literally. It just like resurfaces and gets rid of all the texture, but it is super strong, so I felt like sometimes if I use it too often, it would just burn the crap out of my skin, and I can't use that all the time. So I was looking for something that was a bit more gentle. So I've been trying out the new Pharmacy Honeymoon Glow AHA Resurfacing Night Serum. Everything I've been searching for and more. This is gentle enough that it doesn't like burn my skin if I use it every night, but I need to use like an AHA every single night to keep my skin like not acne ridden, so this has been really just doing it for me. I feel like when I do have a breakout, we'll get rid of that breakout within like a week or so. Yes.
Yes.
My favorite concealer, as is pretty much everyone else's for like the no makeup, natural makeup days, was the Glossier Stretch Concealer. So I have the shade Light. I believe they have like 5 shades or something, so not a very good shade range at all. This was my favorite. It's a pot concealer, so normally those are pretty thick, but this one, it's so emollient. It's almost kind of like oily and greasy on the eyes, so it stays very wet on the under eyes. You definitely do need to set it down if you don't want it to just go everywhere, but it blends in so beautifully and just makes everything look bright and wet and hydrated. So what I've been really turning to lately has been the First Aid Beauty Bendy Avocado Concealer. I got these in August of last year, and I've just been loving these ever since. I use the shades 2 and 1. 2 is just my like concealing shade, 1 is to highlight everything. These are so nice. They're like a nice medium coverage concealer, but they're very light on the under eyes, one of the thinnest textures ever. They really do not require that much setting powder, so if I go in with like a nice light layer of this one, bendy, so so it bends with your under eyes throughout the day. I love these so much. These are my new favorite, like more like lighter makeup day concealers, but also I use these on dramatic days as well. So this one was a bit of a shocker to me, especially towards the end of the year, because I wasn't expecting anything to ever overshadow my love for my sugar pill shadows. These were my favorite colorful formula for a really long time, and I still love them. I am using a bit of Taco on my eyes today. It's the white that I have with the rest of the colors in here. Definitely, I think these are really good for pros, or if you just like doing colorful eye looks, they're a good investment. Even better formula, even more affordable, even more colors.
Explain that, Mr. Charles!
I mentioned that the James Charles palette just like stole my heart and it's become my #1 favorite palette in my collection. Just because you have literally everything in here, and the formula in here is just so fire. It's just fun to reach for and just fun to work with, so I really like this one a lot. It's my #1 favorite colorful formula. On the off chance that my skin is doing a little bit better, or if I'm just going for less makeup, I usually don't really do foundation. I just go for like a tinted moisturizer or something very light coverage. My favorite for a really long time was the Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer. Sometimes I would actually wear this one with dramatic eye makeup looks, just as a nice like light tinted foundation, and then go in with concealer afterwards. But I've been all about the glow lately. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. It's not a foundation, it's actually just like this kind of like light glowy primer, but it does have a bit of tint to it. So this just kind of evens out the skin tone while also making everything look 100 times healthier and 100 times more young and bouncy, I guess.
What the fuck?
I wear the shade 2 Light Clair. I think it's just the most beautiful like sheer evening glowy effect on the skin. I'm a huge lip balm hoe. So my #1 favorite for a really long time has been the Glossier Balm.com. It's just a super thick, like almost like coconut oil. You just put it on, you can barely even feel your lips underneath it, and that's what I like. Because it is so oily and kind of thick and greasy, it can kind of move throughout the night, so I would put this one on, and I don't know what I do in the nighttime, but I feel like it probably migrated because I was getting breakouts down here on my chin from the lip balm just kind of getting down there throughout the night. So I was thinking I needed something that was going to be that same level of hydration, but also a little bit thicker and less emollient, so you wouldn't be able to like move it around throughout the night. So now my favorite lip balm is the Bite Beauty Agave Lip Balm. So this is the trio set that I got for holidays. I didn't review this one because it's like lip balm. What are you supposed to say in a lip balm review? Like, it's hydrating, it smells nice, it tastes good sometimes. But I think this set was like $18. You get 3 of them in here. The full size is like $20-something, so this is a really good deal. The flavors, though. Candy cane, maple syrup, and regular. Can I just say, maple syrup. I could literally probably drink maple syrup and I'd be fine. I'd probably die, but I'd be fine. This is like everything I wanted out of a lip balm. This one has really helped with like my chin acne. And if you are having that problem, it might be your lip balm. So definitely recommend these ones. These are my new favorite lip balm. They're just the best. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all my Holy Grail products that I have replaced. I'm super excited to see what Holy Grails might be replaced in the future. I feel like 2019 is going to be a year of some really, really strong releases. So hopefully I'll be able to do another video in the future just detailing even more amazing products that have changed my makeup routine. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel down below, and also follow me on Instagram to see makeup looks like comme ça every single day. If you made it to the very end of this video, first of all, you get the bonus meme, and second of all, I love you. Bye.
Name a yellow fruit.
Orange.